YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Welcome if you, yes you, are new, and happy 2025! It is officially the year 2025. Today when I'm filming this is January 1st and I just wanted to come on here and do a recap of 2024 and my reflection of this past year and then my goals for this coming year. So let's go ahead and get started. So I wrote everything down in my little journal. It's like a couple pages. So I wrote it all down so then I could, you know, talk with you guys about the year like in order and not get anything mixed up or confused or whatnot. The year 2024 started with me being in the behavioral health unit. I was in the hospital because I was feeling suicidal. It's been officially 6 years that I've been struggling with my mental health, and it's been the longest 6 years of my life. There's been good times, but there's mainly been bad, which is kind of sad, but it's just part of the journey. And then by the end of January, my uncle had passed away. He died from cancer. He was diagnosed with cancer 2 years ago, and then a year later he ended up passing. So that was really, really hard. It was really the first death that I'd witnessed in over a decade. It was just really, really, really hard. So January was a hard month for me, just being in the hospital a lot and then losing my uncle. And then February, my mom had her birthday. We celebrated, and we did gifts. We went out to eat. We just spent quality time together, and it was just wonderful. And then later on in the month, my car got stranded. I was on my way to work and we had like a downpour of snow like in the middle of the day, and we got like 7 inches. Like it was so much so fast, and I had to go to work, and I was on my way to work and I couldn't get up the freaking hill. My tires were spinning, my car was sliding, and I just hit the emergency brake and just sat there until someone came and rescued me. March came around and I got my first speeding ticket. My first offense. And I had to appear in court and pay the fine, and I got points on my driver's license, which kind of stings because it made my insurance go up. But besides the point, I got my first speeding ticket. Later on in the month, I went and saw Jessa J. I got to see her new studio apartment with her husband, and we got to hang around town. We went to the Bass Pro, like aquarium, zoo type of museum, and that was really, really fun. I vlogged every single day I was there. Later on in the month, I met with a foot surgeon because I thought I was going to need foot surgery, just because I felt very sore and in a lot of pain in my foot that I had had surgery on, you know, like over 10 years ago. And I met with the surgeon and he said the plates, bolts, and screws look good. You don't need surgery for like another 30 years. I'm like, okay. April was kind of a hard month for me yet again. I was struggling with being manic quite often, not sleeping, not eating, being up for days at a time, and just being hyper active, hyper focused, just kind of freaking out, spending a lot of money I didn't have. And then in May, I lost my car to a hailstorm. Back in May, we had this horrible, horrible hailstorm. It damaged our entire neighborhood. Everyone is getting new roofs, new siding, new cars, new windows. It's been a mess, and we still have not had our house fixed. I mean, we got our roof. Luckily, none of our windows were broken, but the siding of our house got severely damaged, and it looks like there's a bunch of bullet holes in our house. So it looks like a very bad area in St. Louis. So I ended up getting a new car in June, but I'm not a fan of this car. I hate the color. I'm very paranoid about this car because it ended up dying on me multiple times. I was stranded twice because my car just stopped working. I had to take it to the shop and have major surgery on it done like 2 or 3 times, and it's quite the car. But you know, this is my like bridge car is what everyone's calling it. You know, this is the car that's going to get me through until I'm able to, you know, pay off my debt and save up money to buy a car that I want to have for years and years and years. So, and then I was also struggling with YouTube a lot. You know, I just felt very stagnant on my channel. You know, I wasn't uploading very much. I wasn't really creating good content. I wasn't getting a lot of views or comments or responses from my audience. Now we are in June, and June was a difficult month in 2024 because I had attempted to end my life and I almost succeeded. I was in the ICU, the intensive care unit at the main hospital here, for quite a few days, and then I ended up going to the psych ward after I was discharged from the ICU. They moved me to the behavioral health unit, and I was only there for like 2 or 3 days, but that was really, really, really hard on me, my body, and my family, just because, you know, I didn't want to live anymore and I couldn't handle it. I was able to come home from the behavioral health unit before 4th of July, and I was able to spend the 4th of July with my family. We went to see fireworks and we barbecued, and my dog was like freaking out because of the fireworks. But yeah, June and July were kind of hard, you know, because I was still recovering, you know, from my attempt. And then in August, I started my outpatient hospital program, which is called intensive outpatient, which is basically a transitional therapeutic period where you meet in group with a therapist and other patients, and you basically discuss coping skills, you know, like going through like traumatic memories or events, and, you know, building ways to cope and ease your pain of those triggers or trauma. August comes around, and my dad has his first race of the season, and it actually took a long time for his car to get prepared for this race because we didn't get the engine back in time for the first race, which was in April. Like it took them over a year to fix the engine, so, or not a year, like 8-9 months, but we were able to go to his race in August, and in September and in October. The race in August, I believe, was in Michigan, and then the second race in September was in Wisconsin, and then the third race was in Lake of the Ozarks, which is about like a little over 3 hours from here. But we did the races, and that was really fun. I got to travel with my mom and my dad and his race crew, and we got to see him race, and just seeing my dad in his element just made me so happy because he was like just full of like pure joy of being in the race car and building this race car and, you know, winning. And but we had a lot of problems with the car, like overheating or oil spilling or leaking. You know, it was kind of a rough season for my dad race wise. Wow, I'll try to say race wise. And then in October I turned 29 years old. I am 1 year away from 30, which is gonna be a huge milestone when I hit 30. A lot of people call it dirty 30, but I'm not dirty, so I am beautifully 30 this coming year. So in November, I picked up journaling again. I've been wanting to journal for a long time, but I ran out of room in my first journal, which my first journal I used front and back pages of every single page. After 2022, I stopped journaling in my book because I ran out of room, so I started journaling on my laptop. I didn't want to leave a paper trail, you know, if I ended up not being here anymore, and, you know, they would have this whole book of everything, you know, that I said, hated, loved, thought, you know, it would kind of freak people out, and I didn't want that tied back to me, so I just kind of stopped journaling. So this past November, I decided to pick up journaling again. I'm trying to do it every couple days, not a whole lot, but, you know, I'm also trying to journal not just the bad, but also the good. And I do have some good that happened this year, not just the bad, but I'm really just basing this off of my YouTube videos. or what I've posted on social media. And then also in November, my dad's business moved. We are no longer in our garage. My dad's company moved out of our 4-car garage and into an actual warehouse facility, which is actually like less than 5 miles from here. And, you know, he's able to get up, get ready, go to work, and, you know, he can come home for lunch, you know, because we're only like 5 miles away. So, you know, he's so happy. You know, he has a place to rebuild his race cars, do woodworking projects like in the back of the garage now, and he has his TV out there now because he doesn't use his office anymore. And now that he has an actual warehouse, he has an office and a place to do his business. And then at home, he's able to work on the race car and woodworking projects and building, thinking, creating. So he's got a separate place for work now and then a separate place for his personal stuff. So he's super happy about that, and that makes me happy that he's happy. And my mom is able to park in the garage now too. She hasn't been able to park in our garage before my dad got his business. I think it was 2010 or 2011 when he got it. My mom stopped parking in the garage so that my dad could build his company, you know, rent free. You know, if it's in our own garage, we don't have to pay rent. But yeah, my dad's business just grew so much that he was able to expand, and we outgrew the garage. And then also in November, we had Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving was super fun. And I also cut out my medication. I am no longer taking prescribed psychiatric medication. I am about 6 weeks off of my meds, and the first few weeks or the first few days were really, really hard. I was like going through a lot of withdrawals, like nausea, you know, the physical ailments of cutting off your medication cold turkey, which is not recommended by doctors, but I did it and I didn't have much of a problem. I had a little bit of issues, but you know, it's like I'm 6 weeks sober of meds. I feel great, you know, I don't feel so lethargic, so cloudy in my head. You know, my speech is not delayed. I'm a lot calmer. I'm not, you know, as paranoid. You know, my depression has not worsened since I got off my meds. It's actually gotten better, you know, and I'm not saying that meds don't work. Meds do work. Meds, like medication, saves lives. And, you know, with me, I think I was diagnosed as medication resistant. Like my body does not absorb the medication and spread it throughout my brain, you know, properly so that it's able to have the correct effect. And, you know, my body just wouldn't accept the medication. So I never really felt good on any of my meds. In fact, for me, this is just for me, but for me, it actually made me feel a lot worse, tired, cranky. I wasn't clear in my thinking. I wasn't clear in my communication. My speech, you know, was delayed, you know, because my brain would think fast, but my words would not come out of my mouth. Everyone is supporting me through this decision. I mean, it is my body. It is my life, you know, that I have to live. And if these meds are not helping me, then why take them? But that's just for me. Please do not listen to me say, you know, if you don't think you should be on meds, stop taking meds. That's not what I'm saying. If you need to be on medication, keep taking it. It will help you. And if you don't think that it is working, please talk to your doctor. You can find a solution. This just happens to be my solution. But everybody is different. Every body is different, and every brain is different. So please do not listen to me say don't take your meds. Please take your meds, please. Towards the end of November, I ended a toxic relationship with a friend I had been with for 10 plus years. By the end of this relationship, I just felt like it was very toxic. This relationship wasn't really, you know, benefiting me. It was a very one-sided relationship, and, you know, I had sacrificed so much in this relationship and I wasn't really getting anything out of it. And so it's like, you know, and I'm not going to go into too much detail as to what happened, but something happened between my friend and I that I was like, nope, we're done. I'm not friends with you anymore. I had to let this person go to see the worst in them. It was hard ending this relationship, but the relationship became so toxic. I can't live in this toxicity. And that was kind of the start of me wanting to change my life. I had an aha moment, and I'm like, you know what? We're on this earth for a very short time. We don't know when God is going to call us home. And while we are on this earth, we need to enjoy it. We need to live it. We need to, praise the Lord in this life. And we can't, I didn't want to live this life if I was going to be miserable, suffering, and constantly wanting to not live anymore. So, since ending this relationship with my friend, my ex-friend now, since ending this relationship, I had come to terms, it's like, okay, I need to remove all the toxicity from my life. I need to change course now so then I can limit the damage. I purged my room of, sad, toxic, triggering memories. And I also did that with my friends, not just in person, but also on social media. I'm like cleansing my life, and since doing that, I have just felt like this weight lifted off my shoulders, and I feel so free. I didn't realize the weight of these relationships and these materials that I kept from these like special moments and memories, how much it was holding me back. And, it's like, I'm not going anywhere in life, it's like I need to enjoy this life, the short time while I'm here. Growing up and now, I am a people pleaser. I do things for people to make them happy, to make them like me, to make them feel safe and loved, and I've sacrificed myself to so many people that it was holding me back because I was doing so much for them and I wasn't doing anything for me. So it's like, this past November, I had this moment. It's like, you need to live for you and you need to live for God. And those are the two most important things. So I have cleansed my life of toxic relationships, triggering memories, medication. Since doing that, I just feel like a new person, a new me. And also since stopping my medication and stop taking, like other substances or other medications, it's like, I have lost over 30 pounds in just a matter of 6 months. I am the lowest in my weight I have been in like 3 or 4 years. And I feel amazing. I mean, I'm still not the size I want to be, but, I can work at that. I want to start going to the gym and, building muscle, because even though I'm rapidly losing weight, I'm losing muscle, not fat. And so I need to go to the gym to burn the fat and build muscle. So that's like one of my goals for this coming year. But anyway, that was all November. November was kind of a big month for me. December was a great month. I started it, freeing myself of all those toxicities. Also in December, I'm trying to build positive self-image and like encouraging myself with positive words and trying to get myself to stand up for myself. I'm saying myself a lot because I'm talking about me, obviously. I'm trying to not let people walk all over me and control me and manipulate me by their words or by their doings, or by their social media posts. I mean, that's another reason why I ended relationships, was because their posts on social media just made me feel like insignificant or less of value. People bragging about their life, and it's like, I don't post to brag. I post to share my story and to hopefully help someone else. I'm not just doing this for me. I'm doing this for everyone else out there who may be going through something similar. Just so much has happened this year, and I started this year in the hospital, and I'm ending 2024 on such a high note. I'm losing weight. I'm free of toxic relationships and of medication and of other things. And I'm just on fire for life now. that's just 2024. So I am super excited for what the year 2025 is going to bring. I don't know what's going to happen this year. I do have goals that I want to accomplish. So I guess another way to put it is resolution. I do want to go to the gym. I want to get back into reading the Bible. I have never read the Bible all the way through. I mean, I grew up in the faith and I went to a private school. The Bible was implemented in my life, but I never just freely picked it up and started reading. And that's one thing I want to do this year, is to open up my Bible and start reading the Word of God and rebuilding my relationship with Jesus Christ. I mean, I've always been a believer. I've always had faith in the Lord and, you know, pray to Him, cry to Him, scream to Him. You know, he's still my guy. But, you know, it's like my relationship over the last 6 years, especially battling with mental health, have made my faith relationship very strained and very weak. Because I was like, why could an amazing, all-powerful, loving, knowing God would put His child, who was made in His image, through hell, you know? And so that's why I was like, not going to Bible study, not doing devotionals, you know, not really praying so much. I still listen to, you know, Christian music, but, you know, I just wasn't practicing my faith. And this year, 2025, I want to rebuild all of that and, you know, just become closer to God and free myself of Satan's temptations and triggers and words and everything. Satan, you suck. I want to go to the gym. I want to start reading my Bible. I want to build more healthy relationships with people, because I've ended like so many toxic ones. It's like I really have very few positive, healthy relationships. I just want to be able to look up more and not look down. I just want to be proud of who I am, and I just want, you know, God to be proud of me, and my parents to be proud of me, and my friends to be proud of me, and I guess put it into perspective, like, I can do this, you know? It's like, I just gotta keep putting one foot in front of the other. I do want to read a book this year. And then another resolution is I want to put out more content, and I want to put out good content. I'm doing YouTube to share my story, to have the memories to look back on, and to help someone who is struggling. I don't have very many resolutions. Oh my gosh, my legs are falling asleep. I've been doing this probably for 30 minutes and my legs are falling asleep. So I'm gonna go ahead and hurry up. The year 2024 was the hardest but best year I've ever had. I know that doesn't make any sense, and even hearing me say that, I'm like, what? It was the hardest in the beginning. And then by the end of this year, it turned out to be the best. So it was the hardest but best year. And the year 2025, I'm so excited to see what it brings. And I'm just going to put my faith in the Lord Jesus Christ, that He will provide and that I will just continue to serve Him. And yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry this video is so long. I just had so much I had to tell you about this past year and then my goals. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, tips, leave them in the comments, or you can reach out to me on social media. I have them linked in my description box down below. You can click them. Yes, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm not active on TikTok very much, but I do want to try to post more on TikTok. That's another resolution. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I hope you guys had a wonderful new year. I hope you were safe. If you were traveling, I wish you guys the best year of 2025, and that it is full of joy, peace, love, encouragement. Just thank you so much for listening and being my subscribers. And, you know, I just want the best for you. So I love you guys so much. Give this video a big thumbs up for a great start to the year, even though it is only day 1. But yeah, great start to the year. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.